Invincible is an adult animated series that is based off the comics of the same name. Invincible season 1 premiered on Amazon Prime on March 26th, and the finale was last night. So, this show follows a high school teenager named Mark Grayson. He is the son of the most powerful superhero on Earth, Omni Man. And when Mark finally develops his powers, he becomes a superhero known as Invincible. He tries to live up to his father's shoes, and as the show goes on, he goes through a lot of obstacles in his life. Trust me when I say there's a lot more to the show. I'm not going to spoil anything. So all I'll say is that something major happens early in the show. And that major event impacts most of the season. And we as a viewer, we just basically see everything unfold. I have not read the comics of Invincible, but I was still really excited for this show for mainly two reasons. The first reason is that I thought the trailer was really dope. And the second reason is that this show has a killer cast. I'll read off some of the actors in the show really quick. You have Stephen Yeun, Sandra Oh, J.K. Simmons, Zazie Beetz, Walter Goggins, Zachary Quinto, Mark Hamill, Mahershala Ali, Seth Rogen, Ezra Miller, and that's not even everyone. So Invincible season 1 seemed like it was going to be a show that was going to be incredible, and it definitely had a lot of potential to be that way. Well, I finished the show, and I have to say, Invincible season 1 is absolutely spectacular. This is without a doubt the best show 2021 has had to offer, easily, in my opinion. This is one of the best animated shows I've seen in a long time. This is one of the best superhero shows I've seen in a long time. There is a lot to love about Invincible. I want to emphasize something really quick. This is an animated show, and this is a superhero show, but make no mistake, this show is not for kids. This show does not hold back with its blood, its gore, its violence. There's no sex, and there is a good amount of cursing, but really it's the violence that makes it not for kids and solidify that TVMA rating. So if you're a parent, strongly be cautious if you want your kids to watch this show. I would say there are a lot of other superhero shows on streaming services that they could watch, old and new, and they'll be happy with that. But this show is most certainly not for kids. I just want to say that right off the bat. What makes this show so good? Look, as someone who has not read the comics, this show consistently enthralled me. This show is unpredictable. There are so many things that happen and directions it took I did not see coming, but I mean that in a good way. I was constantly satisfied while watching this show. There are so many great things about it. Let's talk about the voice acting. Now, I just read you that killer cast, okay? And everybody does such a great job. If you ask me who I thought were the standouts, to me, it was Stephen Yeun as the main character, Mark Grayson / Invincible, and J.K. Simmons as Omni-Man / Nolan Grayson. These two absolutely killed it. Mark Grayson is a very likable character. He's relatable as well. And when he first gets his powers, he's powerful, but he definitely is not perfect. And I like seeing that. I like seeing him struggle as the show went on. He's not someone who kicks ass right away. Like, do you remember the Star Wars movies, Star Wars: The Force Awakens? You have Rey who gets some powers, and for some reason she's perfect, and it just doesn't really feel satisfying in that way. It's not the case for Invincible. Mark Grayson definitely struggles as he grows up. He tries to balance his high school life and, trying to keep his identity from his friends and his girlfriend. And it's funny in that way. But when you see where the show goes, how his character changes, and basically everything he goes through, it makes for such a fascinating experience. Stephen Yeun and J.K. Simmons in particular, I can't say much about his character without spoiling anything. But man, I had a lot of mixed emotions about the character as a whole. He's powerful. He kind of reminded me of Highlander from The Boys, not as egotistical, and Superman. Take that as you will, but he is such an awesome, crazy character, man. I mean, J.K. Simmons absolutely killed it. But I have to reiterate the fact that everyone did such a great job with the voice acting. The characters are so endearing. Here's the thing. This show is really brutal, but it's also very charming. And it's not jarring in that way. So you have a scene where people die in such a horrible way. And let me tell you, there are a lot of people who die in terrible ass ways. And then you'll have another scene where, Mark is on dates with his girlfriend, or he has a friend who's funny and he's making jokes, or you see the meaningful conversations he has with his mom, played by Sandra Oh, who is incredible, by the way. But it doesn't feel jarring. You have those scenes and you have those incredible action sequences, but it all meshes well together. And it's I have to commend the writers for that. The writing is absolutely strong. The story is amazing. Once again, it goes into directions I did not expect it to take. And the action sequences, man, they are really gory. They're brutal, but they're exciting. You know how you're watching a good show or a great show even? When after every episode ends, you're eager to watch the next. So for those of you who don't know, the first week this dropped, actually Amazon Prime dropped the first 3 episodes the first day. And after the end of episode 1, I wanted to see 2 and 3 immediately after, which I did. So after the first 3 episodes, they premiered the show weekly. And it was such a struggle for me, man, because after every episode, I just wanted to see the next episode right away. But like I said, that's how you're watching a great show, when you find yourself in that position. And I found myself in that position for sure. Like I said, there's just so many things about this show that really works. It basically works in almost every way. Even episode 6, which I know a lot of people said it's like the filler episode, but I thought it was really damn good anyway. Even if it is considered like the filler episode, the episode that takes a little break from the main story, I was still consistently engaged, and I was so eager to see what was going to happen. And that's another thing about the show too. This show has a lot of high stakes. Even though Mark Grayson is the main character, I cannot tell you how many times I was on the edge of my seat because I thought something was going to happen to him. Once again, like, you see something happen and you're like, okay, so if that's what's going on right now, you can conclude that what you think is going to happen is going to happen. But trust me, the show just thinks, nope, that's definitely not going to happen. We're going to go 180 and just completely surprise you, and it does. But it makes for absolutely fascinating television. Invincible Season 1 is without a doubt a strong, spectacular, entertaining, funny, charming. There's so many words I can describe the first season, but it's just something you have to see. If you're a superhero fan, if you're not a superhero fan, I would say watch the show, because the plot may sound a little familiar with the way I'm describing it, but trust me, when you watch the show, or if you have already seen the show, there's a scene or a circumstance that happens and it'll make you change your opinion really quick. So just know that it's very gory. If you're someone who is very, you don't like seeing that, then maybe I would, be cautious in watching the show. Like I said, the show is not for kids for that reason. There's one sequence that caught me so off guard, and I was low-key kind of shocked by it, even though it's an animated show. The best way I can describe Invincible Season 1, it's The Boys meets Justice League, but it has its own original kick, and it's TVMA. So yeah, I love this show. Love this show. This is my favorite show of 2021 so far. I'm going to give Invincible Season 1 a 9.5 out of 10. Why is it not a 10? And it's for a stupid reason, admittedly. There is one character played by Mahershala Ali, and he's so good in this show. And he's not in it as much as I would like to be. I just would have liked to see him a little bit more. But look, the show got renewed for Season 2 and Season 3 yesterday, actually. So I mean, we could always see more of him. And that's it. That's really it. I love everything else. That's why it's a 9.5 out of 10. I mean, it probably should be a 10, but that's just a small nitpick I have. It doesn't matter. 9.5 is still a great-ass score. So yeah, I would absolutely recommend watching Invincible Season 1. I love this show. It may seem a little familiar, but trust me, this show really does surprise you. And you'll be on the edge of your seat, even though it's animated. Invincible Season 1, spectacular. 9.5 out of 10. Thank you guys for watching my review. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Now, the next review will be for the movie The Machines versus the Mitchells. Or is it The Mitchells versus the Machines? I'm not sure. The new Netflix animated movie that came out today. I'll be watching it after this video. Anyway, I'll be reviewing that on Sunday, I believe. So look forward to that very soon. I'll see you guys next time with my review of that movie. And until then, take care. Have a good one. Bye.